Picture America in the 1950s. Endless highways, no national speed limits, and the thunder of big V8 engines shaking diner windows. It wasn't just about getting from point A to B. It was a statement of freedom, a time when speed was celebrated, not ticketed. Engineers weren't afraid to push boundaries, cramming massive engines into lightweight frames, giving everyday drivers a taste of raw power. In this video, we're taking a nostalgic ride through 12 of the fastest American cars of the 1950s. Machines that didn't just set records, but helped shape our entire car culture. Some will be familiar classics you might have seen on Main Street back in the day. Others are forgotten gems that deserve to be remembered. So buckle up, pour yourself a coffee, and let's revisit a golden era when the open road wasn't just a route. It was an invitation to adventure. Number 12. The 1957 Corvette Fuelie was a game changer. It's hard to overstate just how radical this car was for its time. The 1957 Corvette Fuelie wasn't just a pretty face for Saturday night cruising. It was America's first production car with mechanical fuel injection. That alone put it light years ahead of most rivals still sucking gas through old-school carbs. Under the hood, a 283 cubic inch V8 making a jaw-dropping 283 horsepower, and even 1 horsepower per cubic inch. A magic ratio that made gearheads' eyes pop. And thanks to a lightweight fiberglass body weighing in under 2,600 pounds, this thing could scream from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds. Supercar territory in the 1950s. But the Fuelie wasn't just about numbers, it was a declaration. America didn't need to copy the Europeans to build a world-class sports car. It could do it its own way, with raw V8 thunder and bold styling. Today, original Fuelies are highly prized collectibles, not just for their speed, but for what they represent. A moment when American ingenuity stepped onto the world stage and said, "Let's race." Number 11. The 1955 Chrysler C300, a muscle car in a tuxedo. If the Corvette was America's sports car rebel, the 1955 Chrysler C300 was the gentleman bruiser that wore its power with class. They called it America's fastest production car for a reason. Under that stately two-door coupe body sat a 331 cubic inch Hemi 5.8. But this wasn't any old engine. Chrysler borrowed tricks from their race program, a hotter camshaft, higher compression, and dual 4-barrel carburetors, delivering a solid 300 horsepower. This big beast weighed over 4,000 pounds, but it could outrun nearly anything on the road. It wasn't just for showrooms. It dominated Daytona Speed Week and early NASCAR events, earning instant respect. More importantly, the C300 wasn't just a one-off wonder. It launched Chrysler's legendary Letter Series, a line of high-performance luxury coupes that defined American power with polish. The C300 proved you didn't have to be loud and flashy to be blisteringly fast. You could do it in style, with chrome gleaming, tail fins soaring, and a Hemi rumble that told everyone you meant business. Number 10. The 1956 Jaguar XKSS, Europe's beautiful beast. Now, for something a little different. A European interloper that earned American respect. The 1956 Jaguar XKSS wasn't just a car. It was essentially a Le Mans-winning D-Type race car made street legal. Jaguar took their leftover D-Type chassis, added minimal comforts, and sold them to daring drivers who wanted real racing pedigree on public roads. Under its sleek, low-slung aluminum body lay a 3.4-liter inline-6 producing 250 horsepower. Weighing next to nothing, it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.2 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars of the entire decade. But the XKSS wasn't just about blistering speed. It exuded elegance, with classic curves and a cockpit that felt like climbing into a fighter plane. Tragedy added to its legend. In 1957, a factory fire destroyed 9 of the planned 25 cars. That left only 16 survivors, instantly turning them into some of the rarest and most coveted classics ever built. Today, the XKSS stands as a testament to British craftsmanship and the thrilling, dangerous beauty of pure speed on four wheels. Number 9, the 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. Gullwing, the future on four wheels. If the Jaguar XKSS was raw and rebellious, the 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing was pure engineering elegance, a glimpse of the future in the 1950s. One look at those iconic Gullwing doors told you this wasn't just another sports car. They weren't just for show. They solved the challenge of the car's high, tubular space frame, making entry feel like boarding a spacecraft. Under the hood lay a 3.0-liter inline-six with direct fuel injection, decades ahead of its time. This cutting-edge tech delivered about 215 horsepower, propelling the lightweight body to a mind-boggling 161 miles per hour top speed, numbers that left most American cars eating dust. It wasn't just fast, it was refined, with every line, vent, and seam designed for performance and beauty in equal measure. The 300 SL didn't roar like a Detroit Phi 8. It sang with precision. It was Germany's way of saying, speed can be art. Today, the Gullwing is one of the most valuable collector cars on Earth, not just for its rarity, but for what it represents. A bold vision of what driving could become when technology and style met on the open road. Number 8, the 1954 Oldsmobile Super 88 Rocket 5. 8. America's first muscle blueprint. After the sleek German engineering of the Gullwing, let's get back to pure American grit. The 1954 Oldsmobile Super 88 Rocket 5.8 might not have worn the muscle car label yet, but it practically invented the formula. Oldsmobile had a simple idea: take their powerful Rocket 5.8, producing a solid 185 horsepower, and drop it into a body lighter than a Cadillac or Buick. The result? A street-ready sleeper that could hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 9 seconds. Quick for its time, especially for a family-friendly sedan. But it wasn't just numbers that sold it. This was the 1950s, and America was obsessed with rockets, satellites, and the space race. Calling it the Rocket wasn't just marketing. It was a promise of future-forward speed and adventure. The Super 88 wasn't flashy with fins or chrome overload. Instead, it delivered quiet confidence, a signal that you didn't need to spend Cadillac money to go fast. For many Americans, it was their first taste of real V8 performance, and it laid the groundwork for the muscle car revolution that would roar to life in the following decade. Number 7, the 1957 Ford Thunderbird ECode, luxury meets muscle. Next up, let's talk about a true American classic that proved style and speed could share the same driveway. The 1957 Ford Thunderbird ECode wasn't just another personal luxury car designed for leisurely Sunday drives. This was Ford's way of saying, we can do performance too. The ECode option packed a 312 cubic inch V8 with dual 4-barrel carburetors, cranking out a robust 270 horsepower. That meant this sleek two-seater could hustle from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8.5 seconds. Plenty quick for the era, especially in a car with plush seats and gleaming chrome. It wasn't a stripped-down racer. It was refined power, built for those who wanted a little extra thrill with their luxury. And here's the kicker: it was rare. Out of over 21,000 Thunderbirds sold in 1957, only about 1,400 were true ECodes. That scarcity makes them highly collectible today, prized by enthusiasts who appreciate that perfect blend of elegance and muscle. The ECode Thunderbird wasn't just transportation. It was a statement that American drivers didn't have to choose between comfort and performance. Number 6, the 1953 Cadillac Series 62, Coupe de Ville, power in a tailored suit. After the Thunderbird's blend of luxury and muscle, let's turn to a car that defined American prestige while quietly packing a punch. The 1953 Cadillac Series 62. Coupe de Ville wasn't meant for drag racing on Main Street. It was built for the gentleman driver who wanted power with poise. Under its long, elegant hood sat a 331 cubic inch overhead valve, V8, producing 210 horsepower. A big deal in an era when many cars struggled to break 150. Even with a curb weight over 4,200 pounds, it could glide from 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds. 60 miles per hour in about 10 seconds. That might not sound blistering today, but back then, it was enough to leave plenty of so-called sports cars in the rearview mirror. But the magic of the Coupe de Ville wasn't just in numbers. It was the way it carried itself, with leather seats, chrome accents, and electric windows. It whispered success without ever shouting. This Caddy proved that you didn't have to sacrifice comfort or class to enjoy real performance. It wasn't brash or loud. It was confident, the kind of car that turned heads not with noise, but with presence. Number 5. The 1958 Dodge D500 Super D, the ultimate sleeper sedan. Now, let's shift from Cadillac's polished luxury to something a little sneakier. Meet the 1958 Dodge D500 Super D, a car that proved you didn't have to flaunt tail fins or chrome to be seriously fast. On the surface, it looked like a regular family sedan, perfect for Sunday drives or school drop-offs. But under that unassuming skin lurked a true beast. It packed a 361 cubic inch V8 with dual 4-barrel carburetors, delivering a stout 320 horsepower. Big numbers even by Detroit standards. This sleeper could hit a top speed of around 130 miles per hour, making it capable of running with dedicated sports coupes of its day. But it wasn't just about straight-line speed. Dodge gave it upgraded suspension, bigger brakes, and a performance rear axle, making sure it could handle the power without falling apart. The D500 Super D was for drivers who loved to fly under the radar. No flashy badges or racing stripes, just raw, hidden muscle. It was the car for the dad who wanted to surprise the hot rod kids at the stoplight, grinning as they realized too late they'd been hustled by a family sedan. Number 4. The 1956 Studebaker Golden Hawk, the little company with a big roar. Next up is a true dark horse of the 1950s. The 1956 Studebaker Golden Hawk didn't come from one of Detroit's big three, but from a small, scrappy automaker that refused to play it safe. While other brands chased tailfin trends, Studebaker focused on delivering raw performance in a sleek, futuristic package. Under its long hood sat a 352 cubic inch Packard V5 8, pumping out 275 horsepower, serious muscle for the time. Weighing in at around 3,500 pounds, the Golden Hawk could blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7.8 seconds, giving it enough punch to surprise plenty of high-priced competitors. But it wasn't just fast. It had striking lines, with a long nose, crisp tail, and an aggressive stance that looked like it was moving even when parked. And let's not forget the throaty exhaust note that turned heads on Main Street. The Golden Hawk wasn't as famous as the Corvette or Thunderbird, but it was every bit as formidable. It proved you didn't need a giant corporation to build something that was fast, stylish, and unmistakably American. Number 3. The 1957 Dodto Adventurer, luxury with a wild streak. If the Studebaker Golden Hawk was the scrappy underdog, the 1957 Dodto Adventurer was the bold showman, equal parts luxury and raw muscle. Dodto didn't just slap a bigger engine into a fancy trim package. They created a true high-performance flagship that could hold its own with the best Detroit had to offer. At its heart was a 345 cubic inch Hemi 5.8, producing an impressive 345 horsepower, a perfect 1 horsepower per cubic inch, a figure that was almost mythical in the 50s. That gave the Adventurer a top speed of around 130 miles per hour, letting it run with serious sports cars despite being a full-size, luxury-oriented machine. But it wasn't all about speed. Inside, drivers were treated to plush interiors, rich upholstery, and gold-accented detailing that made you feel like you were piloting something truly special. It was a car that demanded attention, whether cruising downtown or blasting down the highway. The Adventurer proved you didn't have to choose between power and prestige. It was a rolling declaration that American engineering could deliver elegance and performance in one unforgettable package. Number 2. The 1959 Pontiac Bonavville TriPower, luxury with a hidden bite. Following the bold Dodto Adventurer, we arrive at another masterclass in understated American muscle, the 1959 Pontiac Bonavville TriPower. On the surface, it was a big, beautiful luxury coupe, perfect for cruising Main Street with the family in style. But under that polished exterior hid a performance secret that could leave rivals in the dust. Its heart was a 389 cubic inch V8, equipped with Pontiac's TriPower setup, 3 two-barrel carburetors working in stages to deliver an impressive 315 horsepower. Step lightly on the gas, and it purred like a gentleman's car. Stomp it to the floor, and all 3 carbs roared to life, launching you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8 seconds. Serious hustle for a big cruiser. But the Bonavville didn't scream for attention. It exuded quiet confidence with sleek lines, tasteful chrome, and a cabin that felt like a rolling living room. It was perfect for drivers who wanted comfort and power without making a scene. The TriPower Bonavville proved that speed wasn't just for hot rods. It could live in a refined, full-size American classic. Number 1. The 1955 Porsche 550 Spider. Small, dangerous, legendary. After the Bonaville's big American luxury, let's close with something completely different. A tiny European terror that earned a deadly reputation on US roads. The 1955 Porsche 550 Spider didn't look like much at first glance. It had a modest 1.5-liter flat, producing just 110 horsepower, hardly intimidating on paper. But the magic was in its lightweight design, tipping the scales at only around 1,200 pounds. That featherweight build meant it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds and hit a top speed of 140 miles per hour, outpacing plenty of American V8 bruisers with twice the horsepower. It was a true race car for the street, razor sharp in corners and designed for drivers who wanted pure, unfiltered speed. Of course, it's forever tied to its most famous owner, James Dean, whose fatal crash in a 550 Spider turned the car into an instant cultural icon, wrapped in danger and allure. The 550 Spider was proof that speed didn't always come in big chrome-wrapped packages. Sometimes it came in something low, sleek, and deadly, reminding us that the 1950s car culture was as much about risk and legend as raw power. From thundering American V8s to the nimble European icons, the 1950s gave us more than just fast cars. It gave us stories of innovation, ambition, and freedom that defined an entire generation of drivers. Each of these machines wasn't simply about numbers on a speedometer. They were dreams on wheels, reflections of a time when the open road meant limitless possibility. Which one stole your heart? Was it the pioneering Corvette Fuelie, the muscle-bound Chrysler C300, or the hauntingly beautiful Porsche 550 Spider? We'd love to hear your memories and favorites. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you'll never miss our next journey into the golden age of driving. There are so many more legends waiting to be discovered, and we can't wait to explore them with you.